Hello, this is Divine Sunshine. I'm coming with a message this morning. It just woke me up, and I was like, okay, I got to get up and talk about it real quick. It's probably not going to be quick because I think I'm going to follow this up with a reading, but I can tell this is October, and welcome to October. I can tell already this month is coming in with a lot of good vibrations and change, especially spiritually. Um, One thing definitely in the divine masculine energies, there is a shift in, they keep on singing me the song, You Got Me Feening. I can't leave you alone. And this divine masculine energies is not just only in what's resonating for just the female avatar or the body and what you're resonating in or the archetype that you're coming representing, but it's also for the masculine and feminine female that you're in body. They keep making sure that I'm knowing that as well. There is a sense of not being able to leave whatever this desire and want alone. Now, if you're talking about the person who is carrying the runner or energies, or the one that is not showing up in the 3D in which the way you would like them to physically, there is now being placed through spirit a really strong need, like a person on a drug being weaned off of the drug and the addictions. Now, this is going, they're telling me, and that's why I got on here real early, and I pray that also you can hear me and it's not sounding like mumble jumble. That this is, again, also like literally their addictions that they have, whether it's lying to themselves or saying that this life is wonderful and getting highs off of the accolades or the people that's looking at them and saying, oh my God, that life you're living with the person, or them going to the job and getting as an outlet for not really dealing with the things that they need to. It's, to me, they're saying they're being it's being waned off, or whatever it is that they're doing is just not enough. And now they're fiending for something and craving for something better. And that's where this fiending energy is coming from. Now, if we're talking about into a relationship, there is we don't, in the 3D aspect, we call it cuffing season. This is what we in. And I know Beyonce, I dreamed about Beyonce too, had came out with a song, Cuffing Season. I heard that, cuffing. I heard that in the classroom. I was playing songs with my classroom too. And that kind of, I was like, okay, this is interesting. And so we know we're in cuffing season too as well. And so now this is this cuffing season, spirit just brought to me and told me that it's moving into a fiending. This is coming beyond that, and this is really internal. This is a can get into a spirit of I can't stand anymore. Almost like Popeye said, I can stand, so I can stand, so I can stand, so I can't stand anymore. He used to say that all the time, and that was mean he was getting really upset because he was like, I'm Popeye the Sailor Mayor. And that's what they're bringing to me. A lot of times, him and Bruno, which was his karmic teacher, which is again, was just giving him the lessons to understand that you're better than this settling or whatever. And when olive oil was, they was battling or whatever in between with that. So that'd be the third party kind of like energies. You know, he start to power up. He go get the spinach, and then he's like proceeded to go on ahead and do whatever he had to do, either whoop Bruno's behind or whatever. And at the end she'd be like, "Oh, Popeye," you know. And so this is where we're getting at. It's like, again, you getting what, and it's not just, they bring that to me and they say, stress to them is not just about getting in a relationship. It is that too. It's always layers, but it's also a showing of like, I'm going after what I want. I'm tired of this crap. I'm gonna go do whatever it is I got to take, do whatever it is. I've been fighting it, saying maybe I could do it on my own. They showing me a clip of Popeye when he tried to make a muscle, and the muscle would be really weak and it would just fall and collapse. And until he took that spinach, it empowered him. Now we've got to find, on this twin flame journey, what is the spinach? What is it that we need to take that powers us up to say, yeah, if it's a class, or if it's, he's saying get up off your ass, that's true too, going in some type of action, something again that's going to either spiritually feed us. Also, it can be, again, spinach might be, they say they bring that to us too. What it intakes and what it brings as far as vitamins and intakes like that. And it's like vitamin A, all those different things. And don't correct me if it's right or wrong or what I'm saying. But anyway, again, think about whatever the vitamins is. Your body might be craving and need that too as well. And I'll take that as a note for me too. So I'll get me some spinach. And so taking that in, but again, it's tangible, but it's intangible, it's spiritual too as well. As far as what we are needing to become stronger, empower us up to go into, like the Pac-Man eating it's showing me going around in a maze, and some of us has just been going around in the maze and the maze and the maze, and then getting those when you eat that ghost. And that ghost right now was representing things of the past, illusions, things that are not true. Using that, eating that up, the things in the past to be able to power up and to go on. That's what it is. And they got those superpower things that's around. I forgot what it is. And then that would help them to go. I wasn't an arcade kid, but this is the overall general thing that they're showing me. That again is something that we've got to eat on. Food for the soul, food for thought. Those things, understanding that we've got to move into that action of actually getting that very thing to help us to go to the next level and really go after what we need. The divine masculine energies, like I said, on both ends, rather it's in a relationship or if they're in a third party situation, is going through a serious withdrawal. Either you have turned within, you all like to call it, I pull my energy back, or you're starting to power up and starting to do things on your own and to really focus in on what makes you happy. Is causing for the divine masculine energies to go into that Feening mode, or you could still be in communication with your divine masculine, and you're just really starting to just really do a lot of things that's empowering you, stepping up, leveling up, and going to the next level. This is what they're bringing up to it is too, because we always emphasizing on the disconnect and the separation, and I told you about that. It's no separation. We're moving into that understanding too, as rise is the Feening, Feening for you. The internally you is the person who's watching, the one who is called, labeled. They're saying as the awakened one, you're also feeling too of this really coming into union of really what's making you happy, pouring in more things into yourself that makes you happy too as well. Whether it's dancing, going after the very thing that you want, learning your healthy boundaries, learning how to be able to actually just doing the things that you understand that brings you into your power, that you're not giving out power, you're standing in your power. So this again, this feeling, again, some of us is feeling to be whole within ourselves, and to be able to create that experience again, getting things that you want to experience, going back to that Popeye experience, where is I'm going to get spinach, whether it is hanging out with my friends, going back to school, really saying, okay, I'm really loving the job I'm on. I'm not just doing a job anymore. I'm really seeing how I'm giving back to society or the community as well at large. All of those things are things in which is helping us to level up. And that's that fiending again for like more experiences, bring more of this. Some of us, again, the experience that we're having with Source, more of a tangible, as much as possible as we can with Source, our relationship building, seeing a shift. And it's a song that keep on sending to me about that. I'm so glad I was wrong about you, which is the song is talking about how the relationship of everybody was thinking that again, that Source was angry, and if you don't do this right, it's gonna, cause this the wrath of God. And understanding that now our relationship with Source or God or whomever it is that you believe, as well, that again, when it comes to that, that it's more of a softer side to the experience. It's not all about that. We're moving away from the religious aspect of that and more into a more spiritual evolution of the dynamic of the relationship with Source and you. And this is what it is. So we're so glad, but also, and I always remember Divine Maverick saying that same relationship that we have with Source and the viewpoint in which we have with God or our Lord, as they say in the lyrics, is the same dynamic in which we look at our person, which is us, our other self. And now we're finding to look and see that we are so wrong about them. There's some things shifting to seeing about, okay, they are not as bad as I thought. I know even I think Steve Terrell had stated that this weekend, and I feel that already. I don't usually repeat anything unless I see confirmation in my life or I see other confirmations that I see, because I see trends. Being an energy empath, I'm able to see different things out in the world, and it is true. This weekend is nostalgic. It is about some of the things about what has happened with you and your twin. You might find yourself kind of going back and looking at things and, seeing memories and good things about that. That's going to help with the feeling too, because you're going to be saying, oh, I want, and with you or your person, that's going to cause them to want to have more experiences of that. And so that is where that experience of Feening is going to be more empowering, too, as well as it's going to be a leveling up through that too, as well as spirit is kind of injecting, I'm seeing like a needle, that too into your person. It's like, oh yes, now that kind of helps me to it's a temporary fix. I can see them being relaxed and saying, oh, the memories. That's another way I can kind of get that kind of connection to as well. And so that too is another way they're going to be connecting as well. But as I see that for the collective, and as we're talking about um, with where we are, that is something that's going to help us to be able to empower us as well. But like I said, back to the relationship with God, that is going to help us to kind of change and shift the way how we're seeing our perspective and everything too as well, things not being as bad, or relationships and dynamics with people and connecting. um Also seeing that those of us, if there is talking to a person and not putting them on blast or underneath the bus, some of us might have had some physical now manifestations of things that's saying that, which again, any kind of ailment that comes up during this time is a triggering or a reminder that there's still some work that's got to be done. And I know that to be when I see the there is for me some kind of like rash thing that has come up, and what has been brought up to me is that there is. Okay, I got interrupted with another voiceover on this one. Um, this is also moving into things as far as if there are any things with the divine masculine energies in parents. So this can be because I was trying to look and see a comparison, like, okay, why is it coming into me, and why is it happening to this other person? And what I can see is, again, is the perspective, going back to the word perspectives of the parent's role, the interactions and things in which may cause like an agitation, or that something again is coming to the surface that still says that it still has to be addressed. And it depending on what side it is, so for me it would be the divine masculine energies, and how again whoever carried as far as their actions in the world, as far as how they're showing up and how it's causing me to be able to show up in the world, is again causing a reaction on my end. So there is something in which I have to work on. And so I will say also with you all that to me right now it's a parental, and they also have brought to me that it's not just only the tangible 3D aspect of the parent, but it can also be, again, your interaction with source as well, because again, that's more so intangible as far as your connection with that. And so that's something that you might want to work on. And speaking on intangible, they're saying, and this is my last thing that they had given to me about this thing about on this journey, and they were saying the issue is that we're trying to again do the old adage of mind over matter. And it stated to me to say that again, that you have to remember that this twin flame journey is not about matter. And in some ways I could hear my twin saying it doesn't matter, and matter, it doesn't really have a really tangible. We want to make it be tangible. The journey, we wanted to make it more tangible, more concrete, and having an understanding through it, through our minds. And we've been saying this several times, even on this channel, about that. But understanding that, again, we cannot, as we doing the Popeye analogy, muscle our way through this. Muscle our way through actions. And I know even in talking in the playground, we had got together and talked. And so that even it came out too as well. And that's interesting that Spirit is bringing it back again, that this is not something we can muscle. Some of the things, and I will say, that April was saying was very good, that again, we've got to allow the divine feminine energies, which means we have to just be, which there is a type of surrendering. So this is confirmation as well, that Spirit is coming back and saying, go back to that statement, because that is very important for you all to know. as well. And that again, on this journey right now, they say mind over matter. That rule or that adage or whatever kind of thing that you have learned on your journey as a human, that does not apply to where we are now. This is more so, again, heart in the matter. That's what they said. Is the where you're going to get hit gold or hit something, because again, that when you say mind over matter, you're trying to change things, change the energies. And I always think about that YouTube commercial that always comes in between where the man says, you're trying to change things from the outside in when you're supposed to change it from the inside out. It's through energy. And I've always have said that. And so again, through the energies, you are able to change things. That's through the state of being. Your intentions is enough. And they keep stressing to me, like I said, and I'm going to keep on saying it again through them showing like spiders or whatever like that, that again, that we are the architect of our world. We set the intentions. We just say it, we put it on, and we go. It's showing me like a crock pot, like a slow cooker. You put your meat, your seasonings, everything in there. You set the timer and you go about your business. I have even friends that had crock pots and they even went to church, came back and it's like, ooh, voila, my dinner is ready. Or they set it early in the morning, do whatever they had to do, and then they come back, their dinner is ready. So again, that's the same thing again. What the issue is that with that slow cooking, that's where we can't sit and just kind of really resonate on. Like, okay, really, we keep on lifting up the pot. We smell the juices. It's smelling good. We like, I hope it's ready. I'm not too sure. And so that is the process in which we are kind of getting with. And we got to kind of get to this point where before we even talking about that, we have to even make sure that we are ready, whether it is about the person or whatever it is. And they're really stressing that about really identifying with who we are and being grounded in that knowledge and that knowing. That is again what's going to be able to resonate everything else and let everything else come into alignment with where we are. And so that understanding of this mind over matter thing, like I said, that's not going to work. It's like, again, what's the heart in the matter that you have? That's what they brought, and I like that. That's the where the gold is on this journey. Everything else they're saying, again, you could use the mind on matter, like when you want to manifest things material wise. When you say, well, isn't the person the material wise? Yes and no. But when we're talking about like the energy of love, the energy of other kind of like things like that, they're saying you got to kind of like change gears and you got to use another thing. And this twin flame thing, like they're saying, is more premium, if you want to say it. It's more of another upgrade. And just like you driving cars, you can't drive a Kia and a Porsche or a Maybach, all of those things, or a race car, let's say a regular car and a race car. Those take two different kind of mechanics, two different type of driving skills, and you have to remember that with this twin flame journey, or even being divine. There's a different mindset, there's a different skill set, there's a different spirituality that you actually have to be in order for you to be successful, or more so, they're saying stop. The word successful is more so for the 3D. The divine is that, because see, divine looks like trial and error. Success in 3D looks like just again, no trial and no error. It's just everything comes together. And the divinity, they're telling me it doesn't work that way. It travels like light. Sometimes you're on the path, off the path, on the path. And it's not really trial and error they're saying. It's again, sometimes in your getting off the path, or what you all call being wrong, is us helping you to self-correct to get back on that, which is again where you need to be. But there's no, they're saying, in some ways, I'm putting in there, they're tired of that. There's a disconnect on this where it's got to be a trial and error, like who's got to be a winner, who's got to be a loser. In that doesn't go with that, and that's an aspect that we have to take out of it. It's like, okay, they're with the other person, okay, I'm the loser. No, and it's not. There's no room even for that kind of thought. It's like, okay, well, I'm doing me, they're doing them, and we're both winning until we could be able to win with each other. Or we're still winning, because again, they're saying even in that thought, there's separation too as well. The understanding that where I am, we're us is still winning. We are winning still. It doesn't matter how it's looking. But again, it's all in the thing they want us to understand is perspective, and what are we eating? Like Popeye, are we eating spinach that's powering us up? Are we eating some Cheetos or Fritos or whatever like that? You know, comfort food or whatever that said, okay, that's not helping me really go on. This is good for the moment, but is this really feeding my soul? Okay, I'm trying to see is there anything else, because they woke me up and say, get this out now. And I was like, yeah, I could do it later, but I know me, I'll forget what we talked about. I think that's probably it. I will probably, when I get myself up, I'm kind of up. The next thing, I probably will shuffle some cards and really kind of look in while this energy is really fresh and high. Look into what is going on with this divine masculine energies feeding, feening as well. And this cuffing season is now turned into feening season as well. And for the divine feminine energies, just really trying to work in, truly moving in and stepping up and finding out what is going to be able to empower the Popeyes thing. Popeye, which is again not the chicken, the spinach, what we need to eat in order to power us up to the next level. All right, then. October seems like it's going to be pretty good of a month. Of course, what's our definition of good? Empowering. Let's put it that way. Because I don't want anybody to say, I thought it was going to be good. I had a lot of this and that hit me. Anything that's helping you leveling up in this experience is a good thing. All right, then. As usual, wait for the card reading to come out. Probably it will be next after this are loaded up. So as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, and Namago.